just thank everybody for coming in so faithfully every Tuesday and Thursday night to the Big Call. We're calling what we offer now Big Call University, and you're all enrolled, and we're glad to have you as part of our student body, if you will. We're all learning. We're all in this together. We're all in the same boat, if you will. Some of us have been on the boat ride longer. I know I'm in my 13th year of this. And, I'm ready for it to be over, guys. I'm ready. Some of y'all been in it for 2 or 3 years. You're ready for it to be over. Some of you guys been in it 3 or 4 months, and you're probably ready. You think, boy, have I paid my dues. Yeah, baby, I've been in it 3 or 4 months. I'm done. Chances are, the longer you've been in it, like Pastor Stephen and I have and others, the more solid you are in your belief system for this. Because, when we found out about this, in my case, back in, it was 04, and then took strong advantage of it in 05, early 05, that's when I got going. And I believed at that time, I said, this is it. It's biblical. This is something I believe in. I know that the wealth of the wicked is laid up for the just. I could see the application there. I knew this was something that we would all be called for. It was just something that I knew was going to be real and was happening. And we've seen over and over again over the years, as we've moved forward toward that day, which I call a day of blessing, as we move into that, we see a lot of things that have happened. We have been waylaid. We have been delayed. In my opinion, I was told this would happen in 2 to 6 years back in 05. Well, 2 to 6 years would have been what? 2011 we should have had it at the latest. Well, we weren't even getting warmed up by then. That was 6 years ago. We weren't even getting started. Okay? So there's a lot to this whole thing, guys. We're talking about worldwide global reset of finances, of currencies, of repositioning of assets like gold around the world. It's major, major stuff. It's way more than I ever thought it was years ago, even 5 years ago. It's way more. When I started the Big Call 6 years ago, it's just way more than it looked like it was going to be then. And it's probably a lot more involved than I realize now. We see a picture, we might see 30 to 40% of what is actually going on behind the scenes. I think I've got a pretty good look into what is going on. And I'm excited because even though on Tuesday's call I thought we were there, I was being informed that we might even start yesterday or today. That's how close it was. I didn't think we'd even do a call tonight. I thought for sure we'd have a recording out and a celebration recording that would be with a toll-free number on the website. Boom. That's what we thought. But we did get a clearer picture in the last couple of days. Okay? I mean, really, what we've learned is amazing. What I've received is really very, very good, and it's strong. It doesn't mean that it's not going to happen soon. It is. But I know that there's a process to this. I just want to lay that out. This is a slow rollout. And I'm going to call it deliberate instead of slow, because it's a deliberate rollout. There is a plan. There is a sequencing to it. There is a method to all of this that does make sense. Even though there have been a few blips, a few delays, a few things along the way. I can tell you this, at one time last week, we had 9 administrative holds to go through. That took a little while to get down to 5 administrative holds. Then we were down to 4, then 3, then 2. And the last administrative hold came off yesterday at 4:30 Eastern Time. 4:30 in the afternoon yesterday. And we thought when that came off, okay, here we go. It's go time. And it was go time, just not for us. You got to realize, guys, the so-called internet group amounts to almost 5 million people. The number I had was 4.9 million. I'm going to round up to 5 million because I'll bet you it's there or higher. On people that are pretty much aware, paying attention, listening to calls, listening to the big call, going on to sites, blogging, reading intel, trying to learn where are we, what's going on. And that's a large group. That's a large group. And, it's by far and away the largest group out there. And are they saving the best for last? Well, almost, just about. We know that there are 4 actual tiers of groups. 4 tiers, T-I-E-R. 4 different levels, 4 tiers. Tier 1, the sovereign nations, the countries themselves. Tier 1 is done and paid for. Tier 2 includes, among others, a lot of the Chinese elders, a lot of true international, let's call them special people. Includes, sometimes we use the term core group. It's a group that has been drawing down on funds and is being paid out as we speak. There's Tier 3. Tier 3 includes private groups. Also, we've used the term subgroups. And those are in the process starting almost now to be paid, to be actually paid out. They should have their availability for their funds sometime Monday morning. Okay? Now, what about us in Tier 4? When does Tier 4 get to start? Based on everything so far, it looks like we might have a start early next week. Could be a Monday, Tuesday thing for us. I don't know when I'm going to get the 800 number. I thought I would have it by now. I do not have it yet. I am told that I will be honored to receive that toll-free number and to be able to put it out, which I will do. I'll put it out on our website, provided that's permitted. I'll put it on the landing page so people can go to the site and see it, set their appointments, and I'll probably put it out 2 other places that I'm thinking about online. But here's the thing. We are in the process. There is some time that it takes to get everybody hydrated, to get everybody paid. And a lot of these people already exchanged, already have had SKRs, they have had what they call advance pays, all of this. But none of this could really be paid out yet until the dollar was gold backed, until the new USN was available to back the value of all of these high value accounts. And we're included in that, but our turn is not quite there. You know what I'm saying. You know when our turn is approximately going to be there. There are no more administrative holds, meaning there should be nothing else. The process has begun. The GCR was underway Tuesday as of 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay? So the GCR, the Global Currency Reset is what we call it in our community, is underway. It has started. It has begun. Bond trades, bond platforms started in Hong Kong, in Singapore, in the Far East, and we're supposed to start today. And actively trading and completing and paying out. And they may still pay out starting today or tonight. Let's call it tonight. And they have permission to do so until some late hours in the night. Now, that is related but not directly related to us. I really believe that the flow is starting to pick up momentum. And even though it appears to be a very deliberate or slow rollout, it is taking place. So we just have to just sit tight, keep our faith, stay close to this, be aware, and then be really into the planning that we need to move forward. Now let's talk a little bit about Iraq. Still haven't seen or heard a true international announcement about everything that's gone on in Iraq. We know Mosul has been liberated. We know that they're working on infrastructure in Mosul. We know they're hooking up electricity where they lost it, and they're getting banks off generators and on electricity. That's happening as we speak. There's a soon approaching deadline for that to be completed, sometime between tomorrow and Saturday. Iraq will have its internet completely reset up with fiber optics. They'll have their electric cables in. They'll have their satellite downloads linked up. They'll be good to go in time for major announcements to start either Sunday morning, we think, or Monday. So we've got a 2-day window there for major announcements to come out of Iraq. Notice how that timing is very close to our start and the completion of Tier 3. Now, let's see what else. So Iraq Iraq is moving. They have a currency that is already revalued in country. The people are celebrating and have celebrated, and they're making things happen over there. They really are. Let's talk for a minute about the rest of the countries around the world for a minute. Let's talk about where we are. All right, Vietnam had an increase in their credit rating, and we know that's one of our big movers as far as the currency. Big player. They went from a B plus to a B plus plus rating. That's good. We have, let's see who else. Iraq is moving from a B to a B plus. And we have, let's see, yes, Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe is going from a B to a B plus credit rating. The World Bank, which is no longer just centered in Washington, D.C., but will have offices in different parts like Atlanta. They'll have an office in Singapore. I think it's going to be, we should have more regional offices around the world as part of the World Bank. But the World Bank is more involved in making loans and, it's not totally directly related to the RV. But they are signing off on everything tomorrow. Nope, excuse me, check that. They were going to sign off on everything tomorrow, but they've signed off on everything already today. That's right. They've already signed off. And I think we have, in a very real sense, new leadership, if not ownership, of the World Bank. And we can thank our friends from China with the People's Republic Bank of China and AIIB for their involvement in that. Okay? So, new credit ratings. What else? What else? What about Basel III? Yep, we're all set for Basel III. Just when we got settled in with the Basel III Accords, guess what? Basel IV is right there. We've got 6 or 8 countries that are already moving into place with Basel IV, which means much, much greater reserve liquidity or assets that are on reserve. And guess what I'm understanding? My understanding is tomorrow our country will be Basel IV compliant. That's a major step, guys. It wasn't long ago we got barely squeaked in for Basel III compliance. We had to get a lot of liquidity in a lot of banks to get to that point. My understanding is we should be there tomorrow as a country. That's what I'm getting. That's amazing to me. And a lot of other countries. I mean, guys, do you have any idea the value of Zimbabwe with all of their precious metals, exotic metals, gems, diamonds, and lithium, everything that's going on? I mean, it's a major, major player. Why else would China be backing their currency like they have if they didn't know that they had quite a bit of value, tremendous value? In fact, I'm going to say more value in Zimbabwe's precious metals and gems than in China and Mongolia combined. It's a lot of real estate to make that kind of claim. So we've got that happening. Okay, let's see what else is happening. I think, realistically, yes, UN operational rates. Hello? UN operational rates have already shown the changes, but they've changed the codes where banks can't get to see that page, which was blank yesterday. Blank. What does that tell you? Rate sheet is blank. Rate page is blank. What if that means rates are about to change? Yep. And the banks are supposed to receive their new codes so that they can get into that page and see those international rates. We're calling them the UN operational rates. Tomorrow morning. Okay, that's good. Now, when will those rates become effective? I think the effective rate, if I remember, UN operational rate changes take effect on the 15th. 15th's Monday. Wait a minute. That's something else that's supposed to occur on Monday. Okay, lining up nicely. Okay, so what about rates at the banks? Yep, we're not going to talk about rates except to say that those back screens populating, solid, front screens, no problem. Things are there. Things are moving. Things are there. A lot of liquidity. A lot of funds have moved, guys, last week especially. And now, with the payout of sort of the groups and the tier 2, tier 3s, money is really moving. And that's why we're able to create and have so much liquidity such that we could become Basel IV compliant tomorrow. So if everybody says, well, that's what they said last week, well, yeah, I don't see, you're not paying attention. You're not paying attention. There's a lot that's happened in 2 days, a lot. And hopefully you guys can glean the information and discern what is actually going on as I'm giving you my best approach at what is actually happening from, let's say, Tuesday to Thursday, and what should be happening between now and early next week. And I hate more than anything to talk about later or next week when we've heard this is the week. Yeah, did I hear it already early this week? Did I hear that Monday or Tuesday? Yeah, I did. And this is the week. It's just not the week for us. It doesn't look like. Does not look like it's our week for Tier 4. But let's just look at early next week. That's looking really good right now. Redemption centers are still on lockdown. That means no phones, no communication, incommunicato. Still on active status. Kind of like, we're ready when you are. We're here. We're ready. Yep. We're ready. They're ready. It's just going to be a matter of when it's our turn. I'm ready. Big Call team is ready. Ready to do what we're supposed to do with the toll-free number. So, is this our last real, full-blown, big call before our blessing? We sure hope so. We believe it is. Based on all the information I've got, the next time you'll hear my voice after tonight would be on a recording, and then we're going to take at least 3 to 4 weeks off while we get everything settled in, get our new website, our new portal, everything set up. Okay, for podcasts, for weekly podcasts under Big Call University. That's right. So, let's take that, and I will fill in if I can think of anything else I've forgotten. Let's fill in. I think it's pretty, guys, I wish I could be a little more excited about where we are. I am excited. It's just that I'm looking at the process, knowing kind of where we are and when we can expect it. And it's good. It's all good. And I say we stay with our plan A until plan B gets here, like I've said for years now. All right, let's do this, though. Let us get back over to Bob for more possible discussion and testimonials. And take it away, Bob.
Okay. Bruce, thanks very much for that in-depth report. It's always great to know that you're spending your days, the vast majority of your days, talking with people and gathering all the information for us and remembering it all.